So before we get going on today's video, let's go give the girls some treats. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Adobe Ring Ranch. I finally got my plants in the mail yesterday. Actually, it came by UPS. The long-awaited strawberry plants, my 2 grapes, a blackberry, and what else did I get? Oh yeah, my peach tree. The order is way late and Hugh is not happy. It'll probably be my last plant online order that I'll ever do. It's either I have it or I don't at this point. But anyway, before I get started on the plant situation, I thought we would do a quick little inspection of the girls and give them their little treats this morning. Stay tuned. All right, so the girls already see the greens and they're getting pretty excited already. I also got some grubs, a grub delivery for them, another little treat. I'm going to try giving them greens in the morning and the grubs in the afternoon, a little bit in the beginning. Not too much to get started, but as you can see, they're already waiting for me at the door because they see the greens in my pockets. Hang on, little girls. Come on, back it up. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. There we go. There we go. Look at them go crazy. And it's not like we don't feed them. Their food and water is right over there. It's just that they do love these greens. Again, it's a slow introduction. They're getting a little more today, but it'll be first thing in the morning. So they have all day to digest all that. And later on this afternoon, I'll give them some of the grubs. But as you can see, they're feathering in nicely now. They're getting so big, and I'm slowly starting to tell the difference between my Rhode Islands and my Buffs. I still need to name everybody. I've got that list inside, so they will be named very soon. Look at this one. She's on my hand so she could get a higher spot on the little pecking order over here. I think that's my girl anyway. She loves me. Let's turn this around. There we go. Yeah, this morning I'm giving them Swiss chard. Yesterday they had gotten some cabbage leaves. I'm trying to mix that up too, so they have a variety of different greens, so it's not the same thing, and they're bored. So as soon as I'm done with their little treat here in the morning, I will be sure to get started on my new plantings, and hopefully they all survive. I'm not counting on it, but we'll find out. All right, so let me finish up with the little girls here, and I'll take you out into the garden. Okay, so the chickens are having their fun with the little stalks of the Swiss chard. That should keep them entertained for a little while today. I don't want this to turn into a bitch session about this online company that I ordered my plants from. I know I've mentioned it in past videos how I wasn't happy about the delivery, but in my defense, I did order these back in January, and the reasons why I did was one, it's very hard to get certain varieties out in the middle of nowhere where I am. Two, I wasn't sure if during our travels here to the Adobe Ring Ranch, I would be able to pick up specific plant material, and I needed it shipped at the proper planting time, because our spring is definitely different from spring back east. But anyway, so I ordered these plants end of January, beginning of February, because the company assured me that they send the plants according to your zip code. Well, with that said, that was untrue, and normally I wouldn't care depending on what I had purchased, but my biggest problem were the strawberry plants. I needed them back in actually February sometime, because they should either be in the ground during the fall or extremely early spring, so they have a time to develop their root systems and get growing. I believe the strawberry season here in West Texas is already over, and I just got my plants. Let me start with the good plant here. I wanted to get another blackberry plant. This one's a thornless, and it's called Primark. This is probably the best plant that I received in the box. Now, the box was a skinny, long box, and I couldn't believe that they fit all my plants in this one box, but this particular potted plant was actually wrapped in a plastic bag. So besides it being separated from the inside of the pot, it pretty much survived the travel time. So that's my Primark, and it's going in. I do have one other blackberry already in the ground, and that one I picked up, I think, at Lowe's on our way out here back in February. So again, I don't understand why this company took so long. All right, so getting back to the biggest problem I have, and that would have been my strawberries. And this is how strawberries are shipped. I am well aware of this fact. I've bought many strawberries back on the East Coast multiple times, just trying different varieties and what have yous. So they kind of come packed like you would buy onion plants, starter plants. So, and as you can see, they are alive. I'm getting some new shoots growing out, so it's not like they sent me dead plants, but I'm a little concerned if I'm going to be able to keep them going, because here we are, the middle of May, and my temperature's already in the mid-90s. Again, it's not their fault, but again, they did tell me that they would ship according to your zip code. This is not shipping to my zip code. Two other items are my grapevines. And yes, I'm aware that they were going to send bare root. I have no problem with that. I've never had any bare root plants die on me before. I had received 2 Asian pear bare root plants from this same company maybe a month ago. One is doing very well, the other one not so good, and I'm hoping I can keep that going because I do need a pollinator for the pears to set fruit. This particular grape is called Flame. It's a seedless grape. And the other grape, actually getting back to this, I see a little bit of green on the tips here. I wasn't expecting to have any kind of major growth. I prefer not to, actually. And the other grapevine I had gotten is called Concord. And again, no leaves, but that's fine. I prefer it that way. I just hope that this vine is still alive, and it is bare root as well. So I ordered 2 grapevines from this company, and another plant that I had purchased was a bare root peach tree. This one is called Texas Star. It's supposed to do very well here in our area. There are a lot of sprouts popping out on this plant. I hope they just don't get fried in this sun, but I will prepare the hole best I can and make sure the ground is saturated, and keep an eye on this until the root system starts to grow. So those are my last and final plants that I had been expecting in the mail. When I think UPS delivered them like 7 o'clock last night, so I had to run outside, and I'll show you what the pre-treatment is. So once UPS dropped them off, I opened up the box, I took the plants out, obviously, and immediately I took the plants and I soaked the root system overnight in water. I wanted the roots to be totally saturated before I got them in the ground. They'll obviously get a good drink of water once they're in my beds as well. So just a little note that when you do get bare root plants like this, you should soak them in some water for a good number of hours. Like I said, I soaked these for 12 hours, and that included the strawberry plants as well. I did not soak the blackberry. I just made sure that I watered it and left it in a shady spot, obviously overnight, so that I can get it in the ground today. So I think it's going to be a little too warm for my camera today to do a time-lapse kind of thing. So I'm going to get these plants where they're supposed to go, and I'll probably show you what everybody's looking like after I get them in the ground. If I change my mind, you're going to be the first to know. So for right now, let me go get my gloves and go get my soil and get these holes ready for these new plants. Okay, so the first plant up is going to be the Prime Arc blackberry, and what I had done was I moved all of my cypress mulch aside. I dug a hole to the proper depth of the actual pot. The root system on the plant looks pretty good when I pulled it out of the pot. I also sprinkled in some organic fertilizer. Starting to like this berry tone fertilizer, but I sprinkled a good amount at the bottom of the hole, and I dug it up, and I sprinkled some around on top of the soil that I took out of the actual hole. And now I'm going to put the blackberry in the actual hole. It's a little higher than soil level because I'm going to be adding a little extra soil to raise this bed up, and by the time I put the cypress mulch on here as well, it'll be exactly at soil level. So let me get this into the ground and I shall return. Okay, so the blackberry's in the ground, and I added some extra soil to bring up this soil level so it's even with the rest of my bed. I'm going to be adding a bit more of the berry tone on the top of the soil, because what I'm going to be doing is adding this cypress mulch. I'm going to put my plant tag in here, because I'll probably forget what I planted. And then we're just going to add some more cypress mulch. And the only reason why I haven't watered the actual hole that I dug before planting the plant was because I had already watered the garden this morning and the ground is pretty wet. As soon as the mulching is done, I will be watering this plant in well, and then I will continue to keep it watered well, probably for the next couple of weeks, as I am with all of my other plants, because it's just getting too darn warm out here. All right, so there we have our prime arc blackberry. Like I said, it is thornless. I don't want to be dealing with any of the thorns down the road. I have enough thorns to deal with here in the desert. So I'm going to go snag a watering can. Oh, I've also planted this in the middle of the end of this bed here, because eventually I will be climbing it up onto the back fence line, and I will show you the other blackberry here. And as you can see, I already got some blossoms coming on over here, so I may get a handful of blackberries so long as the birds don't get them. But see how I'm crawling it up, and I'm going to weave it into the fence line, and then this is the cane that's going to produce more fruits for me next year. So I'm going to do the same thing with the newly planted blackberry once it gets going. All right, so that's a wrap for the blackberries. Next up will be the grapes. Okay, next up, the grapes. The only thing I'm doing, or a couple things I'm going to be doing differently, is I dug up my hole and I actually mounded up the soil in the center of the hole, so I have kind of a moat around the outside here. And the reason for that is I will be putting the crown of the plant in the center, and then I'm going to have the roots go on each side down into this little divot here. I am not using berry tone on this. I'm going to be using this other organic fertilizer that is doing fairly well for me. I enriched the soil here, and I also broadcast some of the organic fertilizer with a small hit of 10-10-10 fertilizer. I just want to get these grapes off to a good start. So basically, I will be putting the crown of the plant in the center of this hill, and then the roots I'm going to sprawl out all around the mound here, and then I will be filling in the hole with the soil and watering it in well, and then we'll be mulching it with our cypress mulch. So once I get it in the ground, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so the grape has been planted. The soil has been filled in, and I top dressed it with the cypress mulch, and now it's going to be getting a good drink of water. And again, like the blackberry, it will continue to get a hit of water every day for the next couple of weeks until I start seeing some growth coming out. So that's the drill on this grapevine. This one is called Flame. And again, I put it in this bed because I will be training it to go up onto the fence behind here. There won't be any cantaloupe vines next year because I'm not expecting any grapes this year. This year is going to be a training year. I need to get a couple of vines going up along the fence, and then next year off of that, of this year's growth, is where I will be getting hopefully some bunches of grapes. So the Flame is in. Next up is Concord. It's going to be the same treatment, so I won't bore you with that information. I'll just show you when it's completed, okay? Stay tuned. Okay, next up is our Texas Star Peach. I would say this is about 4 feet tall. It is also bare root. It's been soaking along with all the other plants. So what I did was I dug a really good hole. I went down as deep as I could, and I made it a little bit wider than I probably needed to, but I want this to get off to a good start due to the fact that these plants came in so late. I'm going to incorporate some topsoil in with the native soil before I fill the hole back in. But as you can see here, we have a graft line here. This would be the rootstock that makes it the plant a little more vigorous, cold hardy, disease resistant. And then from here up is the Texas Star peach that we want. So I will be bringing the soil level and the mulch level pretty close to where this graft line is, or the union. Anything that might sprout from below here, I have to remove because we don't want that. I don't even know what kind of peach that would be. Anything above, I'm going to keep for this season. We have a lot of little new sprouts coming out here. I just want this to gain some strength for the rest of the summer and get ready for the winter. And the wind is picking up, so let me get to filling in this hole, and I'll pick up where I left off. Okay, so give me 1 minute. So now before we go any further, I still have some soil to add to this hole to bring it up higher to the union area or the graft line. But before I do that, I figured I would give this peach a good drink of water, because that way the water is held in this little area and soaks and saturates the soil all the way down to the bottom of the root system. And then once I think it's a good amount of water, I will continue to cover up the root system. As you can see here, the roots are still exposed, and I will give a good layer of mulch. I'm also going to be creating that moat of dirt around the ring here, so that when I do water, or when it does rain, the water will stay within this little circle here. That way I can concentrate the water down to the root system. So let me get this filled in, the moat created, and I'll also get, I saved some rocks over here to do our ring of rocks, and I'll pick up once I get the ring of rocks done. Okay, the peach is in. Texas King, that is. Just a quick recap. Let me zoom out. Remember, I made the soil a lot better. I enriched the soil within this planting area, and I planted the peach almost down to where the union was. I left about 1 inch so I could apply a little more soil and a top dressing of this cypress mulch. I did a ring of dirt underneath these rocks that acts like a little moat. So every time I water the plant, it holds the water into this location instead of running off down into the desert. This works for any hot, dry climate. I'm not sure if I would recommend this back home in Connecticut, but you could do the same treatment and just mound your soil up rather than keeping water out. It would keep some water away. Regardless, this is what I have to do. And then with the moat of dirt, then I just take my rocks and I lay the rocks on top of the moat just to keep all that dirt back so it doesn't wash away, and it helps hold that mulch in place as well, which will also help retain moisture. I gave this tree 5 gallons of water, so that's an awful lot of water. for this one tree, but I wasn't going to take a chance. So that's the end of the peach planting. And as you can see behind the garden gate here, we have our row of figs and peaches and more figs. And we have that other fig that Clint had pulled up out of the ground over here. And we have that little volunteer watermelon over there. So we're good to go. Next up will be the strawberry plants. Okay, up next are the strawberries. This is what the strawberries look like after you take that rubber band off of the bundle I had shown you earlier. You've got your root system that was soaking in the water, and the most important thing is to learn where the crown of the plant is. So it's where the roots basically meet the bottom of the plant. That would be your planting depth. Do not go too deep with the crown of the plant. It'll wind up rotting on you and it won't be any good. You can have the crown above the soil level a little bit if you are planning on mulching, or you can mound up the soil just a little bit. So I dug my hole. I added the berry tone. I'm going back with the berry tone because this is for acid-loving plants, and strawberries are on the list of acid-loving plants. So I'm putting the strawberry into the hole. I'm going to backfill with the soil, and I had sprinkled some of that berry tone in the soil that I'm pulling back, as well as digging it down where the root system is. So then I'm going to just press that down a little bit, bring that soil up to the crown level, not too deep. You don't want it too high either, so just a little bit high is okay. So now with my application here, because I'm babying these strawberry plants, because they got here so late, I'm actually going to top dress with a little of the cow manure that I've got. It is composted cow manure, and I'm just going around the base of the plant here, just to give it a little extra nourishment. And then from there, what do you think I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be giving it a good old mulch treatment, a good application of this cypress mulch for us is going to hold the moisture in. And why do you think they're called strawberries? Because when the farmers grow them, they took straw underneath the plants so that when they do grow up and they produce the fruits are actually laying on the straw, and it keeps it clean. Otherwise, the strawberry fruits will be lying in the dirt, and now they got to go through the problem of or the hassle of cleaning off that fruit. So I had already completed all of my other strawberries. So this is the one we just planted. It's all mulched in, but I had tucked in strawberries within this front bed in front of my nasturtiums here. So they're all tucked in, and they're going to get a good watering in. The other corner bed that I had created, maybe 3 weeks ago, there's a video out on that. I tucked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area, and then taking it back to the other side, I created this little bed, and I popped in 4 in this little one. The only reason why I did that was because I held 8 of the best strawberry plants back. These I thought were the best growers in the bunch. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting those in pots in the back of the house so I can control the amount of shade in case it gets a little too hot and these plants don't make it. I don't think any of them will fruit this year, but if I can keep them alive through the summer months, I may get a crop in the fall, but definitely next year. And this strawberry variety, if you're interested, is called Tribute, and it's an ever-bearing strawberry. I guess that's really not a good description because they may give you a bumper crop in the spring. They may tease you with one or two between then and fall, and then they may give you another crop of strawberries in the fall. But again, your main crop will probably be in the springtime. But I guess every place, every location has a different outcome on that, I guess you could say. Every place is different. Every location is different. So I'm not sure how ever-bearer strawberries work for you, but we'll see how they perform for me here. So I'm going to be taking these 8 and I'm going to be bringing you to the back patio and potting up 2. I've got 4 pots. I'm going to put 2 in each pot and just grow these on into a more part sun location just to see if these will perform a little bit better than the ones that are going to be in the scorching sun. Before I run back, I'm just going to water these real quick, and then I will pick up the video as soon as I get to the back patio. So we've arrived at the back patio, and here's one of the pots that I planned on putting in 2 of the strawberry plants. Same treatment again. The soil I prepped. There's more potting mix added to this one because I am in the pot, but I did add a good heaping of cow manure, composted cow manure, within this pot as well. And I'm also using my Berrytone organic fertilizer. So again, pay note or close attention to where the roots meet the plant, and be sure to not plant the strawberry too deeply in the ground. So I have my hole already prepared, a little bit deeper. These roots go a little bit deeper than I thought, and again, keep that crown level. Move the soil in. Let me switch hands. And then be sure to press that in so there's good contact with the soil. And again, my soil level is perfect with the crown of the plant. And here's the second one I already put in. So I've got 2 in here. I'm going to be side dressing with the organic fertilizer. And just like I did with the other strawberry plants, I'm going to be mulching over this. Here's one I've already completed, pot number 2. I've got 1, 2, 3 in this one because this was a little tiny one that I found, so I just stuck it in the ground or in the pot. We'll see how it goes. It got the Berrytone treatment, and I covered with the cypress mulch. And then moving over to this side, I've got yet 2 more black pots. 1, 2, and there's 1, 2 in each pot as well, with the Berrytone sprinkled and the cypress mulch put over the top of that. So I'm not sure if I showed you where I put these, but a number of weeks back I did a video on the cinder block little planting pots. As you can see, the basil here is doing well. The coleus is starting to do well, and the leaves went from green and now they're taking on their true colors. There's another basil at the end there. And the more you pinch, by the way, the basil back, so when you go to harvest your basil, if you take it back to about here, you'll see that there are some new leaves forming here, and it'll just make the plant bushier. I just haven't had the need for basil yet, but and another thing, if you see your basil starting to flower, it's a good idea to cut it down a couple of inches too, because you don't want to go into seed. If it goes to seed, then the plant is going to shut down on you. So keep the flower buds cut off. If it gets too tall and leggy, cut your plant back and it'll get more bushy. Anyway, so the two cinder blocks are here. I stationed 2 of the green pots over here, 2 of the black pots over here, all in front of that little gate and the in front of the water tank. Now strawberries, normally they require 6 to 8 hours. Sure, that's in a normal location, but in the middle of the desert we are far from normal. So I'm going to be giving these strawberry plants a little bit of shade. I'm going to keep them well watered, and I'm going to see how well they do. The strawberry plants will stay in these pots and probably in this location. If I get any little runners or baby plants, I'll probably set up some 4-inch pots to start some new ones in case the ones in the garden tank on me. You can do this same treatment back east. The winters are a bit colder. The strawberry plants can definitely handle the cold. What they can't handle are frost heaves. So with the temperatures going up and down during the winter, the ground heaves up and it pushes the plant out of the soil, and that is the worst thing that could happen. So if you do strawberries in pots, treat them either as an annual, or in the winter time when you get hit with that first frost, you could take your pots and put them in a warm spot up against the foundation of your home. You could cover the pots with some leaves to keep them from frost heaving. As long as it freezes over, don't worry about it. That's fine. If the ground is hard, that's fine. It's when it thaws and freezes and thaws and freezes, that's where the problem is. So with that said, obviously I don't have to worry about that here in Texas, but again, I have other things to worry about with strawberries in Texas, and the main thing is the heat. So we're going to see how it goes. This is my first attempt at growing strawberries here. Again, I'm not counting on any fruits this year, but it'll be a nice surprise if I get 1 or 2. And Mother Nature has been pretty good to me today. She's given me some a little cloud coverage, so it's little spots of sun and more clouds. So that's been a blessing with all of this planting. So I'm just going to finish up that one pot, mulch it in, get these watered in well, and I am going to call it a day. It's time for a nice hot shower and maybe some chili tonight. Who knows? All right, so I'm saying adios from the Adobe Ring Ranch. Until next video, everybody take care.